Have you ever felt completely alone in a room full of people? This sensation, my friends, is loneliness. It's a paradox, isn't it? You're surrounded by a sea of faces, laughter and chatter, and yet you're on an island of solitude. But why does this happen? How can we be alone amidst the crowd? Here's the thing, loneliness is subjective. It's a feeling, an emotion that's not always tethered to our physical reality. You could be in a bustling cafe, a busy office, or a lively party, and still feel a profound sense of isolation. It's like a mirage in a desert, except the desert is your heart, and the mirage is the illusion of companionship. Loneliness, my dear listeners, is not a simple sensation. It's a complex cocktail of emotions, a turbulent sea of invisible waves that can crash upon you even when you're not alone. So, let's explore this further, shall we? Loneliness is not a simple sensation, it's a complex mix of emotions that can strike even when you're not alone. Understanding loneliness demands a deep dive into the human psyche. Like a labyrinth, the mind is a complex structure of thoughts, feelings, and experiences that shape our perception of reality. Loneliness, in its essence, is a psychological state, a product of our internal world. Let's first consider self-esteem. It's that internal voice that whispers in our ear, "Am I good enough? Am I worthy?" Low self-esteem can make us question our worth and our place in the world, leading to a feeling of isolation, of being disconnected from others. We construct a self-imposed barrier, distancing ourselves from social interactions. Then there's social anxiety, a condition marked by an intense fear of social situations. It's like being in a room full of people but feeling utterly alone. The fear of being judged or humiliated can be so overwhelming that it isolates us from the rest of the world. Depression, too, is a significant factor. It's a dark cloud that hovers over us, casting a shadow over our lives. It distorts our perception and makes us feel detached, alone, even in a crowd. Depression and loneliness often feed into each other, creating a vicious cycle that's hard to break free from. Loneliness, in turn, can have a profound impact on our mental health. It can lead to a myriad of issues like increased stress, sleep disorders, cognitive decline, and even heart disease. It's a silent epidemic, quietly eroding our well-being. The mind's intricacies play a significant role in the sensation of loneliness, sometimes making it a self-fulfilling prophecy. We are the architects of our own loneliness, constructing walls instead of bridges. But understanding the psychological aspects of loneliness is the first step towards deconstructing these walls. It's only by shedding light on the darkness within that we can begin to navigate our way out of the labyrinth of loneliness. The mind's intricacies play a significant role in the sensation of loneliness, sometimes making it a self-fulfilling prophecy. In an era where we are more connected than ever, why do we feel so disconnected? We live in the age of digital connectivity, a time when we can reach out to anyone, anywhere, at any time. Yet, paradoxically, we often find ourselves feeling more isolated and lonely. Our social media feeds overflow with snapshots of perfect lives, yet they seldom reflect the full spectrum of human experience. We see the highlight reels, but not the struggle, the pain, the mundane. This selective representation can often lead us to feel that we're on the outside looking in, that we're somehow missing out. Moreover, our online interactions often lack the depth and authenticity of face-to-face conversations. We trade likes, emojis, and brief messages, but these are poor substitutes for real, meaningful exchanges. The digital realm can create an echo chamber, amplifying our feelings of isolation as we scroll through our feeds alone. The digital age also allows us to retreat into our own private worlds, where we can curate our experiences and interactions. We can unfollow, mute, and block at will, creating a bubble that, while comfortable, can also be incredibly isolating. We become disconnected from diverse voices and perspectives, cutting ourselves off from the richness of human connection. And let's not forget the paradox of choice. The internet offers a seemingly endless array of people to connect with, places to go, and things to do. Yet this abundance can often lead to indecision, anxiety, and ultimately loneliness. We're like kids in a candy store, overwhelmed by the myriad options, only to end up feeling empty and unsatisfied. In the digital age, we've traded quality for quantity, depth for breadth. We have thousands of friends, followers, and connections, yet we often feel alone in a crowd. We've become masters of the superficial, yet we're starving for something more meaningful, more real. Despite the illusion of connection, the digital age often amplifies feelings of loneliness. Our digital tools, while powerful, are just that, tools. It's up to us to use them wisely, to cultivate real connections and foster genuine community, because at the end of the day, we're all just humans seeking to be seen, heard, and understood. So is loneliness your reality? It's a question that might make you pause and ponder, but what does it truly mean? Loneliness in its essence is a deeply personal experience, one that is shaped by our perceptions, our experiences, our hopes, and our fears. It's not just about the absence of people around us, it's about the absence of connection, of shared experiences, of mutual understanding. And yet, it's also a universal human experience. Each one of us at some point in our lives has felt the sting of loneliness, the cold grip of isolation. It's a part of our shared human condition, a reminder that we are, in fact, social creatures longing for connection. Feeling lonely doesn't mean you are alone in this experience. It's a shared journey, one that takes different shapes and forms for each of us. So if you're feeling lonely, know this: you are not alone in your loneliness. Remember, loneliness is a shared human experience, not a personal failure. Loneliness may be a complex issue, but it's not insurmountable. It's a common misconception that loneliness equates to being physically alone. The truth is, it's a state of mind that can be addressed and even transformed with the right tools and mindset. One of the most effective ways to confront loneliness is by reaching out for help. This can be in the form of a trusted friend, a family member, or a professional counselor. Don't hesitate to share your feelings, as this is the first step towards healing. Practicing self-love is another significant step. This means acknowledging your worth, celebrating your small victories, and being kind to yourself on the challenging days. Building meaningful connections also plays a crucial role in combating loneliness. These connections don't have to be numerous, but they should be genuine. Remember, quality trumps quantity. You have the power to redefine your reality. You are not alone in your loneliness.